Cowboys Nation, it's that time again, and we've got a lot to unpack before the big Monday night clash between Dallas and Arizona. Look, the lights aren't working this season. Maybe the football gods need something else from us. So, let's switch it up. Fill those comments with your love for the Cowboys. Every go Cowboys might just bring us the energy we've been missing lately. The boys are back home under the bright lights at AT&T Stadium, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Dallas enters this matchup as a slim favorite, just a couple of points ahead, which says a lot about where we're at right now. The Cardinals haven't won a game in what feels like forever. 5 straight losses, almost 6 weeks without a victory, but that doesn't mean this one's going to be easy. Both teams are sitting in a weird space this year, try to find their footing and claw their way back to consistency. It's interesting because, statistically, these teams mirror each other more than you'd think. The Cardinals' offense has been struggling to put points on the board, hanging around the bottom half of the league, while their defense is slightly better, managing to stay somewhere near average. The Cowboys, on the other hand, have the complete opposite problem. They've got one of the best offenses in football, but their defense, man, that's been rough. When you look at every team that's been scoring like Dallas this year, nearly all of them have winning records except for us. That's how bad things have gotten on the defensive side. Now let's talk about the injury list, because that's been another major factor. Jack Sanborn tweaked his groin in warm-ups before the last game, and it's still unclear whether he'll be good to go. Donovan Wilson missed last week with that lingering shoulder and elbow issue, and Wayne Thomas is still dealing with migraines, which have kept him sidelined longer than anyone expected. If you've ever had one, you know how brutal that can be. It's been weeks now, and it's starting to raise questions about what's really going on. Then you've got Elijah Clark, who's not expected to suit up either, so the depth at safety is taking a serious hit. The good news is Cooper Beebe might finally be ready to return from his ankle injury, which would be a boost for that offensive line. Johnny Cornelius, meanwhile, has been dealing with knee problems and has been inactive anyway. So, if Beebe is back, it's not like they'll have to move too many pieces around. On the Arizona side, they're slowly getting healthier. Kyler Murray should be back under center, and that's huge for them. He's missed the past couple of games, but all signs point to him being ready for this one. Amari DeMarcado and Bam Knight are expected to handle the running duties again, and Michael Carter might get called up from the practice squad if needed. Their secondary is also starting to come together, with guys like Tan Crawford expected to return. Walter Nolan might even make his season debut if his calf holds up, and that could give their front some fresh energy. Now, when we talk about what Dallas needs to do to win this game, the first and most obvious thing is simple. Dak Prescott has to bounce back. Last week's game was, without question, his worst of the season. The decision-making, the timing, it was all off. He's been playing at a high level overall, and there are maybe only a handful of quarterbacks performing better right now, but you could see his confidence take a hit in that last matchup. The good thing is, this Cardinals defense isn't exactly elite, and if there was ever a game for Dak to get back into rhythm, this is it. He's got the weapons, the line should be healthier, and this is his chance to remind everyone why he's still among the top quarterbacks in the league. But even if Dak delivers, the defense has to show some life. That's been the biggest problem all year long. It's not even about being great anymore. At this point, just don't be terrible. They're giving up points like candy on Halloween, second worst in the league in total defense, near the bottom in almost every important metric. Points per game allowed? 31st. Yard per play? 31st. Third down defense? Dead last. That's not a fluke, that's a trend. You can't win football games when you're constantly chasing the scoreboard, no matter how explosive your offense is. To make matters worse, the Cowboys' defense doesn't seem to know who they are. One week they try to blitz heavy, the next they sit back in zone, and neither approach is working. You can see the frustration on the sidelines, the miscommunication on the field. It's like everyone's waiting for someone else to make the big play instead of just playing sound football. Arizona's offense isn't world-class by any means. They're in the bottom half of most offensive categories. But if Dallas gives them time and space, even an average unit can put up big numbers. And then there's Kyler Murray. Say what you will about him, but the man loves playing at AT&T Stadium. He's never lost there, going all the way back to his high school days. High school, college, NFL, it doesn't matter. Every time he steps onto that turf, it feels like he's got some kind of magic working for him. The Cowboys can't let that streak continue. Dallas has to be disciplined, keep him contained, and not let him get comfortable outside the pocket. Murray's size limits him in certain areas, but when he's on the move and improvising, he can make you pay. The next big area Dallas needs to clean up is the run game, on both sides. Offensively, they've been efficient when they actually commit to running the ball, but lately the game scripts have taken that option away. Still, when you look at the numbers, they're inside the top 10 in yards per carry, and that's exactly the balance they need to protect Dak and keep defenses honest. On defense, though, it's a completely different story. They're near the bottom of the league in rushing yards allowed, giving up explosive runs left and right. Teams know if they stay patient and keep pounding the ball, eventually they'll break through. That's a nightmare recipe when you're trying to build any kind of momentum. Arizona will test that run defense. Even though they've struggled compared to last year, they still have the personnel and scheme to control the tempo if you let them. Dallas needs better gap discipline, stronger tackling from the linebackers, and someone on the line, anyone, to step up and plug those holes. Kenny Clark's been inconsistent, and the unit as a whole just hasn't been physical enough. You can't win games in December and January if you're getting gashed on the ground every week. All that said, this is still a very winnable game for the Cowboys. They've got more talent, more playmakers, and a home crowd behind them. But it's going to come down to something this team has lacked too often: clutch execution. They've been in several one-score games this season, and they just can't seem to finish them. The close losses, the missed opportunities, the drops in key moments, it's all added up. Arizona, on the other hand, has been living in those tight margins too, but they're losing them as well. Something's got to give, and whoever plays cleaner, smarter football in the final minutes is going to walk away with the win. For Dallas, that means protecting the football, staying disciplined, and finding that killer instinct that's been missing. The offense can't rely solely on explosive plays, and the defense needs to show some pride and get stops when it matters most. The numbers don't lie. This defense has been among the worst. But the season isn't over, and this game could be the one where they finally start to turn things around. Monday night, under the lights, the crowd roaring, Dak looking for redemption, Kyler trying to keep his perfect record alive. It's all set up for another classic at AT&T Stadium. As the countdown to kickoff keeps ticking, you can feel the tension building around this Cowboys team. It's one of those moments where the fan base doesn't really know what to expect anymore. Are we about to watch a statement game that turns the season around? Or are we bracing for another roller coaster that leaves everyone frustrated by the fourth quarter? That's the kind of uncertainty that's surrounded this team week after week. But if there's one thing the Cowboys have shown over the years, it's that they're never completely out of it. There's always that chance for a big response, that one performance that reminds the league just how dangerous they can be when everything clicks. This matchup against Arizona is tricky. On paper, the Cowboys should absolutely win. They have more firepower, more experience, and a quarterback who's capable of putting up big numbers when he's locked in. But games aren't played on paper, and that's where Dallas has stumbled before. You can't underestimate a desperate team like the Cardinals, who have nothing to lose at this point in their season. They'll come in swinging, trying to spoil the Cowboys' night in their own house, and that kind of mindset can make any team dangerous. The first quarter is going to tell us a lot. We've seen too many slow starts from Dallas this year, where the offense takes forever to find a rhythm. That can't happen again, not under the lights on Monday night. This needs to be one of those games where they come out aggressive, push the ball downfield early, get Tony Pollard involved in the run game, and establish control at the line of scrimmage. The Cowboys are at their best when they're playing with tempo and confidence, not when they're reacting to what the other team is doing. Dak Prescott knows that better than anyone. He's had moments this season where he's looked unstoppable, reading defenses with precision, delivering strikes all over the field. But when things go south, you can see him pressing, trying to force throws that aren't there. Against Arizona, he doesn't need to be Superman. He just needs to play smart football, take what the defense gives, use his legs when needed, and trust his playmakers. Guys like C.D. Lamb and Brandon Cooks can change a game in a single play if you give them a chance. This is the kind of matchup where the offense can get its confidence back and remind everyone what this group is capable of. On the defensive side, it's all about effort and attitude. The numbers have been ugly, but this is still a talented group. Micah Parsons is the heart of that defense, and when he's firing on all cylinders, everything looks different. He sets the tone with his energy, his speed, his intensity. But one man can't carry an entire defense. The secondary has to tighten up, the linebackers need to stop missing tackles, and the defensive line has to generate consistent pressure. If they can contain Kyler Murray, force him to stay in the pocket, and make him throw under pressure, they'll have a real shot at controlling this game. The biggest issue with the Cowboys' defense right now is that it collapses at the worst possible moments. You'll see flashes of brilliance, a big third-down stop, a clutch turnover, and then a complete breakdown 2 drives later. It's been the same story all season long. That inconsistency kills momentum and puts unnecessary pressure on the offense. Monday night has to be different. They need to play with discipline for all 4 quarters. No more busted coverages, no more giving up easy first downs on 3rd and long. Just solid, fundamental football. Special teams could also play a bigger role than people expect. Games like this, between 2 unpredictable teams, often come down to field position, to who can flip the field and capitalize on mistakes. Dallas has to stay sharp in that phase too. Make the routine plays, avoid penalties, and take advantage of every short field the defense gives them. When you're trying to regain confidence as a team, every detail matters. As for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray is obviously the X factor. He hasn't played a ton this season, but when he's on, he's electric. He's got that backyard football style that can drive defenses crazy. The Cowboys have seen it before, and they know how dangerous he can be, especially in that stadium. If they let him get loose, start extending plays, it could be a long night. But if they can hit him early, frustrate him, and make him second-guess his reads, that could take away the rhythm Arizona relies on. The Cowboys coaching staff also needs to step up. There's been too much hesitation in the play calling, especially in second halves. You can't get conservative when you're trying to win in this league. Keep your foot on the gas. Be aggressive, but smart. This offense is too talented to settle for field goals when they should be finishing drives in the end zone. Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn have to get on the same page. One can't outthink the other. They need a full team performance from start to finish. If Dallas can finally get both sides of the ball working in sync, even for just one night, it could completely change the narrative around this season. That's what makes this game so important. It's not just about beating the Cardinals. It's about proving that the Cowboys can still handle business when it matters most. It's about showing resilience, bouncing back from adversity, and reminding everyone that they're still contenders. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a shocking turn of events that has sent shockwaves across the NFL, whispers from inside the league suggest that Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs superstar quarterback, is on the verge of leaving the team that has defined his career. Sources close to the situation claim that Mahomes has accepted a lucrative and ambitious offer from the Dallas Cowboys, sparking what could be the most sensational move of the decade. Fans and analysts alike are struggling to make sense of the potential departure. Mahomes, who has been the face of the Chiefs since his arrival, led the team to multiple playoff appearances and secured a Super Bowl victory, cementing his status as one of the premier quarterbacks in the league. The idea of him donning the iconic silver and blue jersey of the Cowboys is causing both excitement and disbelief in equal measure. Industry insiders are hinting that negotiations have been ongoing for weeks, with Dallas presenting a package that not only ensures Mahomes' position as the franchise centerpiece, but also comes with unprecedented financial incentives and creative contract clauses. While details remain closely guarded, the mere suggestion of Mahomes in Dallas has already sparked debates across social media, podcasts, and sports shows nationwide. The Chiefs organization, known for its competitive edge and loyal fan base, has yet to release an official statement, but sources suggest that the locker room is in turmoil. Coaches and teammates are reportedly stunned, with many unsure how to react to the possibility of losing the player who has been central to the team's identity. Meanwhile, Cowboys fans are reportedly ecstatic at the prospect of finally pairing a generational talent with a team hungry for a championship breakthrough. While nothing is official, the rumor mill is ablaze with speculation about the implications for the 2026 season and beyond. If Mahomes' move materializes, it could redefine the NFC and AFC landscapes, ignite new rivalries, and trigger a wave of trades and acquisitions across the league. For now, fans can only wait and watch, as the NFL's rumor engine churns out one of its most tantalizing stories in recent memory. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.